All right. I don't know that those are marigolds. So we might just want to double check the image on that. I could be wrong. But we're going to talk about, there you go, the proud marigold plants. These will put those marigolds that you get in a flat to shame. They truly will. They're $27.98, a 4-piece set. You'll get 2 orange and 2 yellow. They will resist deer. They will resist pests, not pets, pests. You know, the little icky things that sometimes get into your tomato plants and things like that. That's why you put the marigolds around them, because the deer, I don't think, like the texture of the leaves, and they certainly don't like the fragrance at all. And these are reliable. And in fact, if you would like to make sure, oh my stars, look at that. If you'd like to make sure that you're going to get this year after year, go with the auto delivery, because then we guarantee you'll get them now, and they'll ship out pretty much now everywhere. And then you'll get the same price in the spring of 2024. These are annuals. They give it all they got the first year, and $9.33 will get these home. All right, so let's talk marigolds, but not the kind you find in flats or at the grocery store.
Yes, that is such a great point. The ones you get in the flats, the big box stores or the local garden stores, you know, they're fine, they're marigolds, but you're not going to get these huge, practically 5-inch flowers that are going to bloom from the very beginning of summer or even before that, you know, right out of the box. They're already blooming. You're going to have flowers the second you get them home until the first or second frost. So nonstop. And why do we want marigolds in the garden? Well, first of all, they're beautiful in and of themselves. They have a nice flavor because you can pick them and actually eat these petals, put them on salads. Oh yeah, they're great. You just sprinkle them on whatever. But on top of their own beauty, they really function in the garden as a companion plant for your vegetables. And the reason why is because the smell of a marigold is something that repels all the insects we don't like, such as hornworms, aphids, mites. All those bugs that kind of destroy our veggie and fruit garden, it repels them because of their fragrance. But their fragrance, on the other hand, draws in all the bugs we do want, such as bees, butterflies. They're going to pollinate our food because they came for the marigolds. And then they say, oh, there's a tomato plant over there, and there's this over there. So you're going to bring in all the pollinators and push out all the insects you don't like. And they couldn't be easier to grow. These things have been bred, believe it or not, since the time of the Romans.
Oh, wow.
What we're seeing here is, I would say, the pinnacle. They've got the largest flower out of any marigold. They're bold, they're beautiful. You're getting the yellow and the orange. And with one collection, you know, you're going to do some really great things. Pick up more than one, though, if you're growing a vegetable garden. And try this. Try interplant. You know, if you have your tomatoes in rows, you know, every couple plants, put a marigold there. Because you're really going to notice how they have this sort of effect of pushing away the bugs we don't like and pulling in the bugs that we do like, on top of looking beautiful themselves. They also go great in containers. But look how big those flowers are. There's no marigold like these.
I know, and they're a mound of just that beautiful, beautiful texture of a flower. And they're large, and they don't fall over, and it can rain really hard on them, and you're good to go with them. And, you know, if you don't have a vegetable garden, they look great in a window box. They look great in a container or a little pot. And certainly that is one heck of a walkway. Wow.
Yes, right? And so that's obviously more than one collection. But if you want that look, you know, this is something that you're going to plant and you're going to have flowers for about 5 months straight. There's hardly anything like it in the garden. It goes great with your petunias or your impatiens or anything else you want to plant. It goes great with your vegetable garden and your fruit garden. I personally at my house have about 200 strawberry plants in the ground.
Oh, wow.
And within those, I plant marigold every year, and I have lavender plants interwoven. And both of those kind of work together to, you know, bring in the pollinators and push out the pests. But this collection, the Proud Mary, if you love this kind of happy, cheery yellow and gold and orange in the garden, if you want big, bold color that's easy to take care of. These withstand the dryness and the heat of midsummer like anything else. And there you can
There
see
you go.
the marigolds in the
Yeah.
vegetable garden. And that's a really smart way to do it, because then you're really producing a lot of this marigold fragrance to draw in the pollinators that we want. There's another way that you can do it, but it's a time-tested, almost you could say, farmer's almanac sort of tip to plant these marigolds in with your veggies and fruits.
Yeah, it's so interesting because all I could think of is my mom and dad. They always told me that, with your tomato plants, you got to have your marigolds in there. I don't remember a big description of why, but I just remember that's something I was always taught growing up. That's what you do. There's less than 500 of these to go around, and then they're gone. They're gone for the season. Sadly, pardon me. I'm getting choked up thinking about it. Sadly enough, our garden shows will soon come to an end because the live plant season will be over. So let us help you. Instead of going and paying a lot of money for a flat of flowers where the flowers are this big, let us get you tried and true, hardy, big,
That's
colorful, so that they do exactly what we want them to do. They have that fragrance that bring in the butterflies and the bees and keep out the deer and assorted other pests. They'll go somewhere else where they don't have to put up with the smell of it. Thank goodness. And that's the beauty of it. And they continue. I don't know. I just think that this is always such a good investment in a flower. It's not something that you're buying because you thought it was pretty there and you get it home and you find out, oh, it doesn't really work. This works in full sun to part shade?
Yes, they like full sun to part shade. That's correct.
And the more sun, I bet the better that they do.
Yeah, the more sun, the better. These flowers, each one of them is like a little bit of a sun in and of themselves. And that's what we really love about that. And, you do get the growing guide. So don't forget, this has all the information that you need. But this is one of the easiest growers in the garden by far, and the longest blooming that we have, perhaps out of everything with Roberta's.
Oh, I like the way that you said, yeah.
Winner.
It's definitely a winner. And, even if you want to do some really pretty pots, I mean, it's a showstopper and they're large and the greenery is beautiful. And you're not going to come out and find that, most likely, we can't promise you that a deer will never eat them. It depends on how hungry they are. But most likely they won't be grazing. They'll move to some of your other flowers that are not resistant to deer or shrubs or something like that. We can do build to, ship to. These are going very, very quickly. There's only a few of these that we'll be able to go ahead and continue to bring to you. So now that we bought our beefsteak tomato plants, let's make sure that nobody nibbles on them, because all we did was invest in some marigolds. 4 big. Can you show me what they look like when they ship out, Derek, if you wouldn't mind, please?
Yes. So here you
they're
go.
They're already ready for us.
They've already got one flower on them, and that's pretty much the way they're going to come home with you. They got a nice big root ball there, and so just put them in containers or in the ground. I recommend picking up more than one set, especially if you're growing food this year. It's really going to make a difference in the garden.
Well, you know what? So far in this show, I've liked so many things. Microgreens, definitely grow the microgreens. Get them. That whole kit is really a great price and really fun to do. Get the microgreens. Then we're growing our tomatoes, and to protect our tomatoes and beautify our garden, our marigolds. So it all works together. And I have to tell you, on that caprese with the microgreens, there was a little olive. We'll grow an olive green. 400 of these remain, and then they are completely sold out. And these are high producers. They'll continue all summer long to give you everything that they have. That's the most amazing walkway. Holy crumb. Can you imagine? And you can buy these in multiples. The shipping and handling is free, so you don't have to worry about that at all. It's M89836. And it doesn't matter what kind of vegetables that you are kind of letting the marigolds protect, but particularly for tomatoes, they're good, without a doubt. M89836. One thing I do want to tell you is there is an auto delivery. That's how popular these have been. And that's we get that feedback from all of you that says, I never want to be without it. I don't want to miss those. When are they on? So we decided we'd have an auto delivery, and that means just 2 shipments. One ships now because this is the season, and then next year at the appropriate time in your zip code, these will ship out and you'll have held onto that featured price and the free shipping and handling. Perfect.